I need a minute.
Stella, I can't hear anything.
The mountain ate my ears.
Take a hike, Fuzzly.
Stella didn't mean it as an insult. She meant it literally.
Race you to the top.
She shouted, already halfway up the trail. Her legs pumped. Her tail flew. The wind ruffled every single hair on her fuzzy body. Fuzzly sighed. He was not a hiker. He was a crawler. He was a napper. He was a sit quietly and watch the clouds kind of creature. But Stella had challenged him, and Fuzzly had accepted.
Aha!
So up he went, slowly, very, very slowly. By the time Fuzzly reached the ridge, Stella had already done 3 laps around the summit.
You took forever!
She said, bouncing impatiently. Fuzzly collapsed dramatically on a rock.
I need a minute.
But something strange was happening. He opened his eyes and saw the summit. The view was amazing. He could see the entire valley below, the lake glinting in the sunlight, the tiny dots of houses where Holoanima should be. He opened his mouth and tasted the air. It was different up here, fresher, colder. There was something sharp and green in it, like crushed pine needles.
He wiggled his nose and smelled the mountain. Smoke from somewhere far away, a faint floral sweetness, something earthy, almost mushroomy. He spread his arms and felt the wind. It was strong up here. It pushed against his fuzzy body like invisible hands, cool and steady. But when he listened, nothing. No birds. On the ground in Holoanima, Fuzzly could hear birds singing constantly. The rustle of small animals, the distant splash of the waterfall, the crunch of acorns under Stella's teeth. But up here, silence. Complete, absolute silence.
Stella, I can't hear anything.
What? I can see fine. I can taste the air. I can smell things. I can feel the wind. But I can't hear anything. It's like my ears just stopped working.
That's so weird. Do you think it's the altitude?
Huh?
I don't know, but I feel incomplete, like I'm missing part of myself.
Let's call the others. Luna, Pip.
She screeched, she screamed,
She made the loudest noises a squirrel could make. Fuzzly watched her mouth move. He saw her cheeks puff. He saw her throat vibrate. But he heard nothing. Luna arrived first, swooping down silently.
Fuzzly can't hear! Fuzzly can't hear!
Luna looked at Fuzzly. Fuzzly shrugged, a gesture that said, "Yep, still nothing." Luna made a hooting sound. Fuzzly watched her beak open and close, watched the air move, saw the ripples in the silence. Nothing. Luna landed on a branch above Fuzzly and made a gentle hooting noise. 1, 2, 3 times. Fuzzly watched her chest move, watched her beak, watched the way she was making the sound. And then a strange thing happened. He saw Luna's hoot as a vibration, a tiny, invisible ripple in the air, something he could almost see.
Your ears aren't broken. I think the mountain took your hearing.
The mountain ate my ears.
No. I mean, the mountain is so high that sound has to travel farther to reach you. And on the way, it dissipates, spreads out, gets weaker. By the time it gets here, it's too quiet for your ears to catch.
Like my voice getting weaker the further away I am?
Exactly. Down in Hollow Anima, sounds bounce off the trees and hills. They echo and reinforce each other. Up here, there's nothing to bounce off. The sound just escapes into the sky.
Fuzzly can't hear. Let me measure. The air pressure is different up here. It's thinner, lower pressure. Sound needs air to travel. Air pressure is like the highway for sound waves. Up here, the highway has fewer lanes.
So, the birds aren't silent. They're just too far away. Their sounds are spreading out across all this empty sky. By the time the sounds reach me, they're too weak.
And the wind?
The wind is physical. It doesn't need a highway. It is the highway, moving air. So Fuzzly can feel it, even if he can't hear the mountain.
Fuzzly smiled a tiny smile. So I didn't lose my hearing. It's just working differently because the mountain is different. The next morning, Fuzzly decided to do an experiment.
Okay, we have 5 senses. I've been using them all wrong. Stella, describe what you see.
Trees, blue sky, the lake, your fuzzy face.
Ollie, describe what you hear.
Birds chirping, the waterfall, your tummy growling.
Shelley, what do you smell?
Flowers, rain coming, that good earthy smell after.
Pip, what do you taste?
A pine? A little bug? Why do I always taste bugs?
Everyone looked at Barnaby for the fifth sense.
Touch. I can feel the vibrations of ants walking, the warmth of the sun on the grass, the cool of the shade.
5 senses, but they're not equal. They're not all we have. We have the 5: sight, hearing, smell, taste, touch. But they're not just 5 doors. They're 5 different doors, and each one shows you a different room in the same house. And some rooms you can only access in certain places.
On the mountain, my hearing room was locked, but my seeing room, my tasting room, my smelling room, my touching room, they were all open. They showed me things I'd never noticed before.
Like what?
Like how the wind smells different at different heights. Like how colors look more vivid when you can't hear the world chattering. Like how the mountain feels like it's made of air.
As the sun set that evening, Fuzzly sat quietly on his favorite rock. He could hear everything again now. The birds, the crickets, Stella's distant chattering. But he didn't mind. He'd learned something important. His 5 senses weren't just tools. They were gifts. Each one showed him a different piece of the same puzzle. And sometimes, losing one helped you appreciate the others.
Thank you, Mountain, Fuzzly whispered.
The wind ruffled his fuzzy antenna. It was the only answer he needed. 5 doors, 1 house. Every sense opens a different room in your brain. And sometimes, the room you're not using becomes the one you notice most. Before you go, close your eyes for 30 seconds. What do you hear that you usually ignore? Now cover your ears. What do you see that you usually miss? Our senses work together, but they're also each special. Try noticing one sense at a time on purpose. Comment below, which sense would you give up for a day? Which one could you not live without? Next time on Hollow Anima, the pond is shrinking. Where did all the water go?